Thank you, Congresswoman Bordallo. I'm now especially pleased to introduce a friend and a colleague, Dr. Eric Dinerstein, who's the Chief Scientist and Vice President of World Wildlife Fund, U.S. I'm especially pleased because Eric is a fellow Smithsonian postdoctoral alumnus and somebody who understands the value of professional training. Eric also is somebody who spent nearly his entire adult life working in conservation, having begun in 1975 working for the Peace Corps as a volunteer in Nepal, where he studied tiger populations at that time. He's now an 18-year grizzled veteran of World Wildlife Fund, and he's worked on dedicating his career and his life to developing conservation strategies to preserve biodiversity and other endangered species like the one-horned rhino and, appropriately, the tiger. So please welcome Dr. Eric Dinerstein, who will share with us his experience regarding the value of professional training. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Dinerstein.
Thank you very much, Steve, and it's really a pleasure to be here, and thanks to the Smithsonian and the World Bank for inviting me to be part of this really important gathering. Well, the latest data that my colleagues and I have gathered on the status of wild tigers is extensive, accurate, and alarming. The sad truth is that we're learning a lot more about fewer tigers. It's now indisputable that wild tigers are experiencing what scientists call a range collapse across the jungles and forests of Asia. And our recent modeling work predicts that the current trajectory that we're on will lead to extinction of many populations. So as we've heard earlier, time is of the essence. And World Wildlife Fund has made saving the tiger a top priority, and so we offer our strongest support and have been a founding member of the Global Tiger Initiative. We must achieve transformational results on broad funds to save tigers. And a key element to move us from range collapse to a range-wide recovery is a field army of well-trained, dedicated professionals. The World Wildlife Fund Network, which operates in 100 countries, it fully concurs and applauds this agreement that was signed today between the Smithsonian and the World Bank to rapidly grow a network of wildlife professionals, both on the ground and in the seats of power, who have the knowledge base and the skill sets to really move from this range collapse to this range-wide recovery. Tigers will do their part if we give them half a chance. Tigers and wolves are the two large predators that have the potential to actually breed faster than their prey. And we have well-documented examples and episodes of recovery in several landscapes where tigers have come roaring back from the brink of extinction when we protect tigers, their prey, and their habitats. The good news is that we still have enough habitat left out there, more than 1.1 million square kilometers, enough to support 20 to 30,000 tigers from the 3,500 or so that we have remaining today. So a big piece of this recovery effort has to focus on training staff in the right places in the range countries. And I think I have a unique perspective to comment on the value of this new partnership that has been announced here today. As Steve mentioned, I am a product of the Smithsonian Peace Corps program, and I was sent to Nepal in 1975 ostensibly to study tigers, which I really didn't know very much about, and did the best that I could. But I was sent to a reserve, Bardia National Park, which at one point held the highest densities of tigers on Earth. Now, sadly, those numbers are down to just a fraction. I later became a Smithsonian postdoctoral fellow working in Nepal under the auspices of the Conservation and Research Center at Front Royal, and spent 5 years studying the ecology of rhinoceros and tigers under the famous Smithsonian Tiger Ecology Project, which ran successfully for over 20 years and is one of the landmark wildlife conservation efforts in international arenas. And I later became a mentor, an instructor in Smithsonian programs to train wildlife professionals in the tiger range countries. My first job when I came to the World Wildlife Fund 20 years ago was to work as a consultant with the World Bank to set up conservation training programs in many of the tiger range states: Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Laos. So having seen what both organizations have achieved working on their own, I'm certain that this new collaboration will really advance tiger conservation. Still, the news about tigers is really staggering. Too many parks, not just in India, but all across the range, have fewer than 10 resident tigers in them, and several once important tiger reserves, as we've just heard in India, Panna and Sariska, which used to have many tigers, now have none.